Hey guys, welcome back to Sunny Side Up True Crime ASMR. Thank you to all those who have subscribed, and be sure to subscribe if you like true crime. It's not that we all like true crime, because we don't want there to be crime, but we have a passion to solve these crimes. So yeah. So today I'm going to talk about Isabel Celis, and her case has been solved, but I did get a lot from her case where I learned a lot, and it had me open my eyes to certain things that I'll talk about towards the end of the video. So Isabel Celis was 6 years old in April 2012, and the last time she was seen was by her mother, who tucked her into bed. She braided Isabel's hair for a game she's gonna have the next day. So the mother, after she braided Isabel's hair and put Isabel to bed, the mother went to sleep. Isabel's father fell asleep on the couch watching a baseball game, and he was just a few feet from his daughter's bedroom door. So the next morning at 8 a.m. he went to wake her, and she was nowhere to be found. So they looked around the home for Isabel, and her brother found that her bedroom window was open and the screen was laying in the backyard. So he called 911. The dad called 911, and the mother was at work, so she came home when she found out about it. And the police did a massive search of the home, and apparently they found some blood stains in the home, but it wasn't released to the media. So I don't know if you guys remember this case, but the parents were under suspicion from the beginning, as they often are, just like with Summer Wells' case. And I remember Nancy Grace. I always loved watching Nancy Grace, and she just had the parents she thought they were guilty, and it kind of influenced me into thinking that they were guilty as well. And the dad, from what I remember, he was from Mexico, or the mother was from Mexico, and there was a theory that one parent or the other sent her to Mexico because they were going to get a divorce, and they didn't want the other parent to have the kid. And then the neighbor heard Spanish speaking people at Isabel's window in the morning, but she felt like it was Isabel's dad. So that made people think Isabel's dad was in on it. He was at that window helping someone kidnap his own daughter. Now, in 2017, initially I remember hearing that they found Isabel's body in a desert, and along with the body of another little girl. So that made me look into it, and what I found out was, when I read articles at the time, which I can't find right now, but at the time in 2017, I remember hearing that this guy and his girlfriend broke up, And the girlfriend, after they broke up, went to the police and said, my boyfriend said that he knows of good places to get rid of bodies, and that he has gotten rid of 2 bodies. So the police looked into it, and he at first confessed to knowing that there were bodies there, but he didn't act like he put them there. So when they searched the area, they found Isabel and a 13-year-old girl named Maribel. Now Maribel was missing, and they had assumed she was a runaway. And she had been reported missing after she went to go to a friend's house. But in reality, this guy, his name is... The investigation began in February 2017 when Clement's then fiance called the FBI and said Clements knew where Isabel was buried. In a letter to his fiance, Clements claimed there was a total of 4 bodies buried in the desert area outside of Tucson, Arizona. His name is Christopher Clements. The jerk's name is Christopher Clements. So he killed 2 little girls and claims there's 2 more bodies somewhere. So who knows who those little girls are. They're probably little girls. So what ended up happening, they said he had been charged and caught for burglary in Isabel's neighborhood in the weeks leading up to Isabel's kidnapping. There were several burglaries in the neighborhood, and he initially intended to burglarize Isabel's home. He said that he opened her window and was surprised there was a little girl there. So we don't know if that story is really true, because he's obviously not someone you can trust, but he acted like he just went there to burglarize the home, and he just so happened to come upon Isabel and he decided to kidnap her. He got indicted in Isabel Celis and Maribel Gonzalez's case. It's for 2 counts of first-degree murder, 2 counts of kidnapping, and 1 count of burglary. I do think it's interesting that the prosecutors and law enforcement said they never gave up on this case, but unfortunately, you know, it wasn't really what they did that found her. It was his girlfriend coming forward, or his fiance. That's why I think sometimes maybe the Delphi case will be solved if the suspect ever breaks up with his girlfriend or wife. I feel like a lot of times these girlfriends and wives know about this stuff, and when they break up, they finally tell on the spouse or boyfriend. So I'm thankful that Christopher Clements' girlfriend told on him, or else we still wouldn't know what's going on, you know? That's why it's important to like keep your ears open, like as far as with your coworkers, your family members, because they spill the beans like this, you know, and you might be the person that can solve the next case. The reason this case kind of changed me a bit is that I do initially always blame the parents when a child goes missing. And this case was such a surprise to me that it wasn't the parents. And I thought, how, I was wrong. Like, it really was a kidnapping. So it makes me think, like, I don't want to ever just go after the parents in these videos. I do mention sometimes maybe I think the parents might have had something to do with it, but I don't want to, like, just flat out start calling the parents names or assuming they're guilty, especially in thumbnails and stuff, because it's all over the internet, and there's so many videos about, like, Summer Will's parents. But what if somebody did kidnap Summer, and we're all just blaming the parents? Like, what if we're wrong? And I just think of Nancy Grace talking about Isabel's parents, and you know how she was on her show. She was, like, fired up. And I just think, it's like too late to apologize. And I guess you expect that if you are a parent and your kid goes missing. Kind of like, let's see, was it JC? Where she was kidnapped and her stepfather saw her get kidnapped. And at first people thought he did it because he was the last one to see her. So the reason Isabel Celis' case changed me is it changes that I don't want to just focus on the parents and think that they did it. I want to always look at the big picture, because we don't know really all the evidence the police have too. The police have so much evidence they don't tell people, and they might know who they think did it, and the parents might not have anything to do with it. So the Isabel Celis case changed me in that way. Of course, it also changed me in that it's so sad that a little girl cannot be safe in her own bed at night. And, the case of Maribel probably needs a whole nother video altogether. But how 13-year-olds, when they go missing, it's always assumed that they ran away when Maribel was kidnapped. But rest in peace to Isabel and Maribel. They were both beautiful little girls, and all of us wish we were there to protect them in some way, I'm sure Isabel's parents wish they could have protected her. So subscribe if you're new, and thanks for watching.